Hello kids, it's me again today with something a little bit different. I know I said on Twitter and on my community page that I would be researching a video about a new conservative, but that's gonna have to wait for a while because it's taking longer than it should take, and I just kind of got, burnt out on it, I guess, even though there's not really a whole lot involved in the research. But I just wanted to do something fun before I did that video. If you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, I'm going to be ranking some Gavin dance songs, and for this occasion, I am wearing my Mothership shirt. Yes, very nice. It's my favorite album, I'll admit that. I will say, I'm not going to be ranking every single Gavin dance song because I haven't listened to every single Gavin dance song, and therefore I don't know if I would like it. So we're only going to be doing 4 albums today, and those albums are Downtown Battle Mountain, Mothership, Artificial Selection, and Afterburner. So if you're hoping Death Star was in there or Acceptance Speech, I'm sorry, but I literally haven't listened to those albums. Or if I have, I only listened to them like once or something. So I guess we shouldn't really waste any time and just jump right into it. I have an interesting way of showing all the song titles. I tried to use like a theme color from like the album cover. However, Mothership, Artificial Selection, and Afterburner are all kind of like red, so I kind of had to get creative with it. I think I did a decent job. Let's just go over my ranking system. 6 categories here instead of the usual 7. I didn't really know what to do for like the last one because like there's not really a whole lot of opinions I have on the songs other than these. So the best category, the category that you want to be in, is Sing It in My Sleep. I don't actually sing in my sleep, or at least, nobody's told me that I sing in my sleep. I assume that I don't, but these are songs that are so good, like, I would be singing them in my sleep if that was something that I did. Second category is Bop Alert. Not quite, the highest of the high songs, but it's still like a really good song. After that we have Solid Jam, which is, don't sing it in my sleep. It's not quite reached bop status yet, but it's just a solid jam, It would be something that I would choose to listen to, if I'm in the album and I see the song, I might tap on it. The fourth category is Just Okay, for songs that are just okay, no real opinion about them. The category after that is Forgot She Existed, Oops. There are going to be songs in each of these categories. I did a ranking video where I think it was my favorite movies of like 2019, and none of them went into like the lower categories. This time we're gonna have some going into the lower categories. And for Oops, Forgot She Existed, these are just songs that, I see them and I'm like, oh, that's a song? Forgot about that. And then there's Insta Skip, which I think speaks for itself. So now we shall get into it. Starting with Untitled, the first track off of Downtown Battle Mountain. It's a little weird considering it's an intro track and it just leads directly into the next track. But, it gets you pretty hyped for the album in general. So I'm gonna say it's a solid jam. And I told them I invented Times New Roman. Great song, however, not my favorite from the album. So we're just gonna put it in Bop Alert. Even though, it's pretty high energy, when I'm in my car listening to it, I am going to sing along, but it's not there for me, The next one is It's Safe to Say You Dig the Backseat. I have problems with this song. Even though most of the lyrics from this album, this is a Johnny Craig album, a lot of the times it's just kind of gibberish. You don't really know what he's saying, but I feel like for all of Johnny Craig's lyrics, It's Safe to Say You Dig the Backseat might be the most coherent of all of the songs. Like, there's actually, like, something going on in the song. I gotta say, I don't know if I like it. We're not really judging lyrics here, are we? So as far as the song goes, I think it's just okay. It's not my favorite, but it's fine. It's a fine song. Strawberry Andre, on the other hand, this one, again, not my favorite song on the album, but it's still really good. For the chorus, which, a little story here. So if you don't know anything about Johnny Craig, just know that he is someone who has soured relations with basically every band that he's been in, and he's been in quite a few. Back in the day, I forgot what year this was, but when he was first kicked out of Dance Gavin Dance, there was this big MySpace post that was basically just like a call out post for him. And in that post, they revealed, I don't even know who wrote it, but in that post it was revealed that Johnny didn't really write any of his lyrics. He just showed up to the studio and just spit something out. And especially for the song Strawberry Andre, they called him an idiot savant for it. Because if you don't know, the chorus is basically just the phrase, "I fear I can't believe it's you." And while that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, it's still going in the bop alert category for me. Like, it's one of my favorite songs on Downtown Battle Mountain, but it's not the most favoritist. But I still like it. And I find it a little funny that they, called him an idiot savant for that. Moving on to Lemon Meringue Tie. This is I think Lemon Meringue Tie is the most popular song off that album. I don't know. It's okay. I don't like it more than I like some other songs, so we're just gonna put it in solid jam. It is a really good song. The Backwards Pumpkin song. I really don't have much of an opinion on this one. I think it's just okay, so I'm gonna put it in just okay. Antlion. I do like that one a lot. I have a feeling though that, I don't know if anyone else thinks this, but for some reason, so the Backwards Pumpkin song and Antlion sound really similar. I mean, if you listen to the album, you probably know that. However, I do kind of like it more than the Backwards Pumpkin song. So it's a solid jam, but yeah, we're gonna put her in solid jam. So Turn Off the Lights and Watching Back to the Future. It's okay. I do like John Mess's lyrics on this, but it's not quite just okay, but it's also not quite a solid jam. So I don't really know where I'm gonna put this. I think I feel better putting it in just okay. Open Your Eyes and Look North. This one's definitely a bop. It's definitely a bop. Almost in Sing It in My Sleep category, but not quite. Just the intro to that song, like Johnny Craig's angelic lyrics, I do like it a lot. It's not quite Singing in My Sleep, so we're just gonna put it in bop alert. Surprise, I'm from Cuba, everyone has one brain. That, my friends, is going into Singing in My Sleep. I love this song so much. It's a great ending to this album. It's a really strong end. And I think, if you know Dance Gavin Dance, they know how to end an album. And that is a fantastic ending to that album. However, that's not the final track on this album. The final track is 12 hours, 630 miles. And it's going into Insta-skip because I do skip it every time I listen to the album. I don't even have it downloaded on Spotify. When I listen to this album on repeat, which I often do, I just go from Surprise, I'm from Cuba straight back to Untitled. And I think this is definitely one of the songs where Johnny Craig is just not singing words, he's just making sounds. Because I remember going on the Genius page for it because I wanted to, look at the lyrics. And there's a lot of maybe confusion on what he's actually saying because nobody knows. I mean, I know if you buy a CD or a vinyl or something, they have lyrics in the little booklets, which isn't really something I knew because I don't I don't buy CDs. That's a little bit before my time. So maybe in the official CD or vinyl booklet, the lyrics are there, but for now, we just have no idea. So that'll conclude Downtown Battle Mountain. Let's move on to Mothership, my favorite album. We're entering the Antlion era now. So starting off, this album starts off so strong with such high energy with Chucky versus the Giant Tortoise. Oh my goodness. Ooh, but it's not quite Singing in My Sleep. There are some on here that are definitely Singing in My Sleep, but this one is gonna have to go in bop alert. I'm sorry, it's great, but it's not as good as some of the other ones on here. Young Robot. Ooh, that one's a really good follow-up. It's kind of a mellower song to, I guess, even out the energy from the opening track. But it's a solid jam. It's not quite reached bop status. Frozen One, I don't know where to put this. I think this one might just be going in just okay. I'm not gonna lie. It's just okay. Flossie Dicky Bounce. This one, I used to skip it a lot because it started off really weird and it turned me off for some reason, when I was first listening to this album, but it definitely gets better as it progresses. So I'm gonna put it in solid jam because I think that's where it belongs. Deception. Wait, I actually have to think about this because there are some tracks on here where even though I've listened to this album ad nauseum for months, I'm starting to forget what the tracks sound like. We're gonna put that. Actually, now that I think about it, no, it's a solid jam. It's definitely a solid jam. Inspire the Liars. Wow. Let's see. Okay, so I think on this album, Inspire the Liars might be my second favorite. I don't know, just the way that it opens. Oh my goodness, I love to sing this one so much. You're not gonna hear me sing, by the way. That's a special privilege that YouTube is not going to have, and also I'm just not good at it, so like what's the point? That's reserved for my car, and whatever FBI agent put a listening device in there, we're putting it and singing in my sleep. We're doing it. Philosopher King. Ooh, this one. Oh, this one's so good. This one. Ooh, gosh, I like it so much. You know what? We're putting this and singing in my sleep too. Why not? They can both live there. They're just that good. Here Comes the Winter. This one is also one that I used to skip a lot for some reason, even though it's really good. It's going in Bop Alert. Exposed, I'm not gonna lie, I skip this one sometimes. It's not an insta skip though. It's still a good song, but it's just okay because I want to get to the next song on the album, which is Betrayed by the Game. When I was first listening to this album, there were a couple of songs that I listened to on repeat constantly. Definitely Philosopher King, Betrayed by the Game, and probably Inspire the Liars, which is probably why I like those songs so much, because I listen to them a lot. But this one, ooh, just going and singing in my sleep. Sorry, it just is. The last 3 songs on this album, they're definitely interesting. Petting Zoo Justice. The riff that I'm thinking about is not on Petting Zoo Justice. It's on Chocolate Jackalope, and we're not quite there yet. So for that, I'm gonna go with Solid Jam. Chocolate Jackalope, on the other hand, it's a good, penultimate track, I think. So I'm gonna have to put this one in Bop Alert. And Man of the Year, oh my goodness. Well, for final tracks, I guess Surprise I'm From Cuba doesn't technically count as a final track, but I'm counting it as a final track. But out of the ones that are on here anyways for the final tracks, I think Evaporate though. Evaporate is so good, and we're not quite at artificial selection yet. I think Man of the Year and Evaporate, those are my 2 favorite final songs on a Dance Gavin Dance album. So we already know where this is going. We're singing in my sleep. It's also a whole lot of fun to sing in the car. And that will conclude Mothership. Now we're moving right on to artificial selection. We're going right through this. I thought this would take a while. I guess it doesn't take that long to decide whether or not I like something. For the opener for artificial selection, we have Son of Robot. And this one is a song that I also used to skip a lot, even though it is really good. I don't know why I used to skip it. Because it's kind of low energy for an opener song. So I think it's gonna go in Solid Jam. It's a good song, it's just I don't really like listening to it for some strange reason. I don't know. The next one, Midnight Crusade. Ooh, this is really good, but I don't know, again, I feel like something is missing. Not that something's missing, it's just I don't really know how I feel about it. I mean, it's definitely not just okay, it's also not really a bop, so it's just gonna go in Solid Jam. There you go. Suspended in This Disaster, the chorus is amazing, so it's going in Bop Alert. I love the chorus to Suspended in This Disaster. Care. Now that's also another slower, lower tempo song. I think, of course, I can't really say for their entire discography because I haven't listened to it. For artificial selection, it definitely has a lot of their slower, lower tempo, chill songs. I think Care is definitely one of those. It's going in Bop Alert, definitely. Oh yes. Count Basie, After Care, oh my goodness. Those 2 songs are placed so well in this album, and I love this so much. The opening to that song, it's just you have to sing along to it. There's no other option. You just have to sing along to it, and no, you're still not going to hear me sing, even though I really want to do it right now because that's just how much I like the song. It's going and sing it in my sleep. Flash, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes this is definitely an oops, forgot she existed, because especially after Count Basie, I just don't think, I just don't think it was placed in the right place, because it's a decent song, but just after the ending, the bass parts of Count Basie to go into this, it's meh. This one is definitely going in oops, forgot she existed. The Rattler, this is a good one, which is, I think it's just so weird though, the way these songs are placed. I don't really know if there's a methodology to the order that tracks go in. I know for some albums, especially concept albums, there definitely is, but as far as this album goes, I don't know, I just feel some of them, it's in a weird order. I know songs aren't supposed to be ordered by tempo or energy or whatever, but I feel going from Count Basie to Flash to the Rattler is like whiplash almost. So that's kind of why I guess I usually skip from Flash to the Rattler. For the Rattler, I'm gonna say it's going in Bop Alert. I've made up my mind. Shelf Life. This one is another good one. It's a slower song, you know, kind of mellower. Like it's definitely it's a bop. 100% a bop. Slouch. This one, the chorus. Oh my goodness, the chorus. Wow. Singing in my sleep, definitely. Yes. Story of My Bros. I am so sorry. It's an instant skip for me. Do I feel bad about skipping it? Not really, no. Because the last few songs on this album are really good. I think with Artificial Selection, it starts off really, really strong, and then in the middle of the album, it kind of, like the quality kind of tapers, and then it ends so strongly with these last 3 to 4 songs. Hair Song, it's just okay for me. Like, it's cool, but Gospel Burnout is definitely, is it solid jam? It's definitely not just okay, but I don't know if it's a bop. Yeah, this one is going in solid jam. Bloodsucker, this is a bop. Love this song so much. Great energy, especially going into the last song, Evaporate. I sing that in my sleep. Oh my goodness. What's his name? Andrew Wells, I think that's his name. His verse, my favorite. I think, so here's the thing. Andrew Wells is in this band whose name I forgot and I'm not going to attempt to remember because it's going to take too long, but I'll put it up here. He is in this band and like he's a really good vocalist. I don't really know anything about him or the band that he's in, but I think if he were in like a swancore type band, because I know that's what they're called, I think he would really flourish because his vocals on the instrumentation of a swancore band, I think that suits him a lot better than what he's in now, if that makes sense. And it's good because he shows up on another song in Afterburner where he can really, like, you know, put those good vocals to use. So let's start with this one. This is the most recent album, came out in April of this year. That feels like a year ago. April feels like a far off land to me. Yeah, this one released in quarantine. I was at home when this came out. Yeah, even though it is recent and I tend to bump recent albums a lot, I'm not gonna lie, Afterburner has not gotten a whole lot of play from me. I don't really know why, because there's a lot of good songs on this album and it just hasn't gotten a whole lot from me. Maybe it's gonna be one of those albums where eventually like I start off not listening to it a lot and then down the road this is like on 24/7, kind of like how Greyview by Invent Animate was for me. I wasn't super hot on the album when it first came out, but then later I listened to it nonstop. I still listen to it a lot. Let's start with the opening track, Prisoner, which I think is a really good opening track. It feels like an opening track, you know? I think it's just gonna go in the solid jam section. Like, it's more than just okay, but like it's not quite a bop, you know? Lyrics lie, this one's pretty solid, but I definitely think this one is just okay. I don't know, it's not there for me. That's what I was trying to say. This next one, listen, you can't make me try to pronounce this. I'm not going to try, but I will admit this one's an insta-skip. I don't know why. I'm sure it's a fine song, but I think it's just, it feels a little out of place on a Gavin Dance album. Like, I haven't even listened to it that much, because literally every time I listen to Afterburner, I skip it. But like the first couple of times that I listened to it, I mean, I guess I listened to it enough to realize that this isn't something that I want to listen to, so it's like an entirely different genre, so it just feels weird on the album. I mean, it's not really my favorite. Moving on, 3 Wishes. Oh, this one, this is a solid jam, or is it just okay? No, it's a solid jam. Yeah, we're putting her there. 1 in a Million. Oh my goodness. Like, this song is pretty poppy, I guess, but it's a heck of an earworm. The chorus gets stuck in my head on a regular basis, and for that, we're gonna put it in Bop Alert, because like that's powerful, you know? Parody Catharsis. I'm not gonna lie, this one's just okay. I don't really have much of an opinion on it. It's just fine. Strawberry's Wake, on the other hand, so I made a video that I never ended up finishing or editing because the audio messed up, unfortunately, about albums that came out this year up until like the summer, whenever, and I mentioned in that video that doesn't exist that I listened to Strawberry's Wake non-stop before Afterburner came out. This is probably my favorite track on this album. Like, it's a really good single. Like, it's so good. So, you know, it's obviously going and singing in my sleep. Born to Fail. Oh, the spicy song on this album. You know, we love a good diss track, and Born to Fail is one. Who are they dissing? You may be asking. It's Johnny Craig. I think that's kind of obvious, you know? And I also saw that, you know, it's also dissing Antlyon's former band, Tides of Man, but I don't really know the T there, so I can't like confirm or deny, but I definitely know that that is a Johnny Craig diss track. So for that reason, we're putting her in Bop Alert. Parallels, not gonna lie. Forget about this song a lot. This one is going and forgot she existed because I can't even conjure in my mind what this song sounds like. And I don't even think I skip it that often. Night Sway, this one's going in just okay, it's fine. Say Hi, on the other hand, this one's definitely a bop. I can't even tell you what makes it a bop. Like, I don't know, like it's really good. I really like this song. It's not quite singing in my sleep. You know, it is singing in my sleep though. Nothing Shameful. I love this song so much. I can't tell you how much I love it. And the fact that this isn't the final track is really confusing to me, because this feels like a final track, and Into the Sunset also feels like a final track, but for a different reason. I don't know how much I want to get into it, but just I can make an entire video about Nothing Shameful, even though I don't really know a whole lot about music or the way music is made and like composition and like chord progressions and all of that. I don't know, but I just feel like I could write a dissertation about Nothing Shameful. That's how much I really like it. So, you know, obviously it's going and singing in my sleep. I love that song so much. It's a song, the same for Evaporate. I can't just like listen to it. I have to listen to the song before it. You know, I have to listen to Say Hi before I listen to Nothing Shameful, because I don't know, there needs to be a lead up to it. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just really like it. And, oh, Nothing Shameful, Andrew Wells, he comes back for another verse, which is just perfection. So, yeah, Nothing Shameful, I love it with all my heart. Would I even go as far as to say that's my favorite Dance Gavin Dance song? Of all of the ones in Singing in My Sleep, it's not my favorite, because I feel like I can't really choose a favorite right now, but it's up there. I would say it's in the top 5. I don't know which ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but Nothing Shameful is one of those. So for the final track of this album, a very mellow, very conclusionary, that's not a word, but it feels like a conclusion. Into the Sunset is like the period, the full stop of Afterburner, and that's fantastic. However, not quite Singing in My Sleep, but is it a bop though? It is a bop. Even though I said Nothing Shameful should definitely be the ending track for this album, Into the Sunset is a really good ending track for this album. It's just not as high energy as, say, Man of the Year, or even like Evaporate, or Surprised I'm from Cuba, you know? It deserves to be the ending track, and I think it's a good choice for an ending track. I just feel like, you know, putting it right next to Nothing Shameful is an odd choice. It's a choice. It just feels like a 2-part track almost, in a way, even though lyrically they're kind of similar lyrically. So I don't know, if Nothing Shameful and Into the Sunset were like smushed together, I mean, musically they don't sound very similar to be like a 2-parter, but I think that's really what it feels like. And this is my final ranking of not all of Dance Gavin Dance's songs, but a whole lot of them. Well, let me know what you think about this ranking. Do you agree with my rankings? Do you agree with my assessment of some of these songs? I would like to know. Put it down in the comments. You know I love reading them and replying to them and hearting them and liking them, because I do all of that. Can't guarantee the next video will be the one that I'm actually planning, because procrastination tings, and because, you know, I'm gonna be fairly busy the next couple of weeks with like school stuff, so you know, who really knows. But hopefully at some point I can finally focus and get that video done for you all, because I really feel you'll enjoy it, and I know I'll enjoy making it. By the way, I think it was in my last video, I don't know, it's not that I can't remember that video, it's just I can't remember exactly what I said. I know I mentioned giving me topics for things to talk about in videos, but I'm gonna mention it now, of course. If you have a topic for a video that you want me to talk about, I'm open to hearing it. I used to have a video topics like submission form, like a Google form that I made for some reason when I had like 10 subscribers, like that would work. I haven't checked it in a while, there might actually be something there, who knows. I'm gonna put it in the description just in case, you know, for like organizational things. You know, a simple comment or Twitter DM will work as well. So that's gonna be it for me for today. Here's my Twitter, here is my Ko-fi, and down here is my Twitch. Look at those things. On Twitter, I talk about, you know, just upcoming videos and stuff that I'm thinking about. And, you know, Ko-fi can donate to me there, and you'll get a shout out at the end of my video. There's an incentive for you. And Twitch, I stream games and stuff. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Oh, what is your favorite Dance Gavin Dance song out of all of these that I just said? I would really like to know. I'm gonna go make a bisque. Maybe a tomato basil one.